Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna show on this video my process to organize colors on a sketch project. Usually some people like to use layer styles to organize colors, but I really prefer to use the color palette to organize the colors, and the layer styles I prefer to use only for design tokens. For example, if you need to create a background with a specific shadow, I use layer style. But to define the colors that I'm gonna use inside of this layer style, I'm gonna use all the colors already organized in one document. I'm gonna show you my process and why I need to use specific categories for each one of the colors. So let's dig in. Okay guys, let's start. First thing that we have to do, open a new sketch file, and I'm gonna rename the first page. The first page I'm gonna use the Control Command space, and I'm gonna use this color palette icon and just rename as colors. I'm gonna also save this one on Ironhack project colors, and that's it for now. And I'm gonna create my first artboard. I'm gonna just type A, and I can select here responsive web app. On desktop the HD, I'm gonna create my first category. The category is gonna call brand, just to remember that this is a brand color. And I can rename the artboard also here as brand, right? I can just color / brand. Okay, so we can remember this later. How I'm gonna define this? First, I'm gonna create a little square like this. Could be 120, 120. I'm gonna just organize here, and this is gonna be my first color. To organize my first color, I'm gonna use, for example, let me see here, Airbnb brand colors. So we can try to use like a brand that we already like. So if you go here, okay, this is basically Airbnb brand colors. So what I'm gonna do, you see even here it's really good because they try to save all the kinds of information they have, and even the name. Usually brand colors, who is like a branding designer, usually they name a color here. So we can use this name for now, but later of course we don't have all the name of the color, so we can use another tutorial to organize this. So this is gonna be our first colors from Airbnb. Let's use this color, this Exa color. I'm gonna just come here, I'm gonna remove the border, I'm gonna just paste here the Exa color, and I'm gonna just doing one by one like this. This is my brand colors for Airbnb. This is Airbnb colors. As you can see, you have the name here, house. If you don't know the name of your color, or if you never named a color, I like to use this tool. It calls colors, and you can just go here and generate a new palette, and you can basically paste here the color, and they are gonna give you a name for this color. In this case it's orangey red, so you can just use this color name if you don't have. But in this example we already have these colors, so we can just copy and paste the name of this color. So this is the first color. You see that it's just rectangle. I'm gonna rename this as brand first, brand / Rausch. The second is gonna be Babu. So brand Babu arcs. This is my main colors from Airbnb. I like to also on the bottom organize a little bit, and I'm gonna just reduce the font, could be maybe 18. It's gonna be a good size, and I'm gonna just copy this information also from here, and I'm gonna paste here. This is pretty much important, especially because developers sometimes they need to check the colors on the front end when they are coding. Sometimes they are not gonna use the X color, they're gonna use the RGB or the RGBA tag because it's more flexible to them. So this one, maybe I need to reduce a little bit, 16, because it's too big now. And I'm gonna just move a little bit these ones. And this is gonna be my second color here. I'm gonna just copy and paste this. I'm just gonna remove color here because I already know that is X color, hexadecimal color. I'm gonna just organize this space here. Okay. And one by one you have just to organize this. So let me just go faster here. Okay, so now we have all the 5 colors from Airbnb brand here, and I'm gonna start creating the colors. So instead of clicking here and creating the layer style, some people they manage the colors using the layer style. I don't like to use this because I use layer style only for design tokens. So if you have a shadow, if you have like a specific border, a specific design that you need to reuse over and over again, it makes sense to save on a layer style as a design token. For colors, I just organize as colors. So if you go here on the color fill, you see, you can just tap here, and if you scroll down, you are gonna see the global colors right here. I'm gonna just switch for the document colors right now, and of course there's nothing, it's empty. So I need to just add here on the plus sign, add a new preset. I'm gonna just tap, and they're gonna just grab the exa color here. But I already have the name, so the name is gonna be brand slash house, right? Like this. And I just press enter, okay? I'm gonna do the same thing with this, but before doing this, I'm gonna just copy the color name here, and I'm gonna just create the second color here, and I'm gonna just paste like this. And the same thing for this one. You click here, you add a new color, and you have arches, half the same thing. I'm gonna come here, and the last one is gonna be foggy. So the foggy, I'm gonna add here as foggy. Okay, so how can I check now that these colors is working and I'm gonna share these colors on my library? I like to create the sandbox. You guys already know that, sandbox. So I can test everything here, and I'm gonna create just an artboard. Just rename this as a sandbox. And you can basically design any type of shape here. You can use even this tool. It's pretty much cool because you can just change here if you need a little bit, or maybe changing the points. I'm gonna just remove the border. And the fill, basically now you can just come here, and you're gonna scroll down, and you're gonna see all the colors that we already selected, and you can just basically use these colors, and you make sure that every time that you're gonna switch the colors, it's gonna be the same color, right? Imagine working in a huge project with 100 screens. It's gonna be really hard to remember, or maybe you're gonna type one number or one letter by mistake, a wrong letter, and this is gonna change everything on your project, and developers is gonna be crazy because they're gonna keep asking you, why did you change this color on this screen and it's not the same here or there. Okay, so to avoid everything like this, is pretty much important to organize this. Okay, after organize the brand colors, I like to organize another artboard. So I'm gonna just reduce this artboard a little bit because I don't need more space for the brand color right now. And I'm gonna just create another artboard here. I'm gonna just create another artboard here, same height. And for this one, I'm gonna just rename the artboard name. I'm gonna just add as colors, and I'm gonna use primary color. I'm gonna just copy here, paste here. I'm gonna just add as primary color. I'm gonna also duplicate this artboard, and you can bring it to the bottom. And this is gonna be our accent colors. Here is gonna be our semantic or utility color. You can name it whatever you prefer, accent and semantic or utility color. And the end is gonna be the neutral color. For the neutral color, I'm gonna just rename this neutral. I really like always using neutral colors all the time, because you're gonna see that you need this kind of colors, like from black to white. Sometimes you need like a specific grays to use. If you already know, you just add here, but if you don't know, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just copy this and I'm gonna start adding my neutral colors. For the neutral colors, we need more than one color here. We are gonna use basically more than, I'm gonna just command D, so probably we're gonna use 10 different colors here. So I'm gonna use this as our master. Okay, let me go back here, and I'm gonna use colors to do that. To do this, I pretty much is simple, because I just use like a white or black. In this case, I'm gonna start from the white. And if you go here, you can see all the shades from black to white. Okay, so if I just change this to black, 1, 2, 3, you can see the same thing here to basically to the white. Okay, so first color is gonna be 000, that is the black color. I'm gonna copy, this is gonna be black. The second one, if you see the shade, it's gonna be this one, 1A, 1A, 1A. This third color, 333. After the 333, we have this 4D. And of course, the last one is gonna be white. Here, I'm gonna just remove this one, and this is gonna be white. Of course, you cannot see, so in this case, sometimes I just change the background color a little bit, so we can just have another color on the background like this, maybe, so we can just see the difference between the colors. Okay, so this is gonna be our neutral color from black to white. If you prefer to organize in a different way, that's fine. You can just expand whatever you feel more comfortable to use. Just feel free. It's not a rule, it's just like a recommendation that I use. So whatever you wanna do, it's up to you. It's more about the concept, how we are gonna do all this. I'm gonna just reduce here, but the most important thing is that everything is organized in the colors. I'm gonna speed up here a little bit because I'm gonna create one by one. You see, like, because we copied here, everything's like brand, right? So it's not really nice. I'm gonna just select all of them here, and you see, like, we have brand in the beginning. I'm just gonna change this brand using the rename it plugin that we used before, and where they can find brand, they're gonna change for neutral color. Neutral. So now everything is neutral here, and now we have to do all this. It's a long process, of course, to organize in the beginning, but later it's gonna be pretty much easy to remember. So this is black and this is white, basically. I'm gonna just rename this as black and white. It's gonna be simple like this. So the other ones, we need a name for them. Just go back and this is gonna be platinum. This one is platinum. The other one is CCC. The name is gonna be light gray. I can just go here and rename this layer as light gray. I'm gonna come here and just rename it to light gray. And this one, I'm gonna just come here after the CCC with silver chalice. Spanish gray. Okay, I renamed it one by one. I didn't rename it the X color. I think this you can do later. It's gonna take a little bit while to organize. I know that is a lot of work in the beginning, but you are gonna be glad that you did this in the beginning. So now I'm just gonna create the colors one by one. You don't have a plugin to do this, so basically you have to do one by one. I'm gonna just copy the color name here. Make sure that you selected the correct color and just go inside fill and just start adding. Just press add, and this is gonna be a neutral black slash and the X color by the end. This is gonna be the same one here, and you can just scroll down, add, and this is gonna be the second one. This is the third one. So one by one you have to do this. And finally, the white. I'm gonna just add here white, and you see everything is organized, and you have like this grayscale already on your brand colors and neutral color. So if you go to your sandbox and you have to work around, you can just come here, you can just select one of the few and you just change whatever you need. This is really important just to keep the consistency. We talked about this, and I think keeping the consistency on your projects is really important. So second, we are gonna do the semantic or utility color. A lot of people always ask me what I supposed to add on this kind of color. Always depend how you're gonna select your brand color, accent, primary, and neutral color, because this is basically colors that you need to select anyways. Even if you have like a, for example, Santander brand is red, but anyways you need like a red color to show errors on input fields to the user. Sometimes even like here, or maybe like a Samsung, they have a blue color, but in some way you have to select another blue color to show a message to the user. Could be green, could be blue, could be like a blue more for information color maybe, and green you are gonna use to select specific like a success information. So here I'm gonna do basically the same. I'm gonna just select this one, I'm duplicating this, and I'm gonna start selecting some colors to use here. I have some suggestions, so I'm just gonna use these suggestions for you guys. It's gonna be this red. Okay, so for this red I have already this information here, and we can just paste here for now. Just paste here. I'm gonna duplicate. You need at least 5 colors here. I'm gonna just duplicate all of them, and I already have the name. All these names I already selected from colors, so if you need to create a different color, you can just go there and select one color for you, and this is gonna be my second name here. I have the third color, is gonna be this blue. Just grab that blue. The name of this color is very light blue. I like it. I use it in one of my projects, and we have this green here also. The name of this color is Go Green. And I have this last color that I'm using. So sometimes you need like to use another kind of color. Okay, so I already have all of them here. I'm gonna do the same process. I'm gonna just select the square, so you see like in the front is neutral, but I'm gonna just using plugin rename it, and I'm gonna rename the neutral to utility. Just make sure that you just selected this one, because now you have so many neutral colors. If you don't select, it's gonna change everything. So this first color, the name is Lava. The second color, Canary. The third, very light blue. Very light blue. This is Go Green. And this one, Ash Green. Same process. Select the square, just go on Fill, and just add a new color here on the plus sign here, and just create this last to have the specific category for this one. Let's do that for the second color also. I'm just gonna add here. The third color is the same. And the last color. Nice. So you have all these colors together. For the primary color and accent color, you just have to follow the same process. I'm not gonna create for you guys, because always depend how you are gonna use this. So if you are working for like a huge brand like Uber, they have a really nice documentation. So you can see here, you can even download the palette here, but you can have the primary brand colors, basically it's black and white. They have safety colors that they use, secondary colors that usually they use for like informations or call to action, and they have more details how you're gonna use this on every screen. And they have the specialty colors they use for illustrations, graphics, and things like this inside the project. So if you are doing something for Uber, maybe you need to create these specialty colors also, because every new illustration, at least you can just swap the colors on the illustration, make sure that you are using these specific colors. Here on Audi, they have also a guideline, and it's really cool because if you see here, you can even download if you want to test. But here they have the brand colors. Also it's black and white and silver, and they have the red and this another silver, a little bit warm. They have their specific gray tones, and which is good because I just created one that is like more general gray scale, but sometimes like a brand agency, they are gonna create a specific gray tone. So I think this is a really good choice, and they have just that. They don't have like a specific colors, and this is like a typical thing that who created this, it's a offline brand agency. They don't understand sometimes they have to create another type of colors, because for accent colors usually it's gonna be when you have to hover a link, you have to hover a button, something like this. So you have specific colors for kind of call to actions or things that you have to show like a specific thing on the screen to the user. So this is like how I manage the colors. And after, of course, the colors is not gonna show here, because here on components they just show symbols, typography, and layer styles, but all the colors here is already on your palette. And this is important because if you just add this document right now, the colors document, as a library to another document, it's gonna show all the colors for you. So if you go to the fields, instead of using like the global colors, you just select the library color that you are using. Here's the current document, of course, but if you attach this document to another project, you can just select the name of the document and you can just change the color, and you can change the color as you need. And this is really cool and super handy, and this avoid a lot of mistakes when you need to select a specific color. I don't really like when you just use like this eye drop, right, all the time. So if you're using this all the time, probably you're doing a lot of mistakes on your design, because this create a lot of problems usually for designers in the future to keep the consistency. Okay, hope you guys like this quick tutorial, and that's it. I just did some of the colors because otherwise it's gonna take a lot of time to organize this together, but I think you got the concept, right? This is the most important thing. One, always remember to use colors instead of layer styles. Layer styles just keep design tokens for that, and colors, make sure that you create a palette of your colors on the color field. Second thing, create specific categories using the slash. Even using the slash is not gonna change you a lot. Maybe Sketch is gonna update this to work like a text styles and symbols and layer styles in specific categories. But for now, at least you can just have like on specific folders, just to remember that this specific black or this specific gray is from the brand color. No, this is from like an accent color. This is for like a neutral color that I'm using or reusing over my design. So this is really important to keep organized so you don't make a lot of mistakes when you are designing. Also, once you use these colors, of course, you can use this inside your symbols. So make sure that you are always saving all the colors information inside. If you create a new color, just save in a color document, just to make sure that all the project will be consistent to work. And the last one, at least you have to save the RGBA color and the X color for developers. At least these two colors is really important, I think, because even if you use a lot of X color when you are designing, probably on front end, maybe they're gonna use RGBA because they have like the opacity with the A option, the tag on the CSS. So in some way it's a little bit more handy to developers. Just keep this in mind and save the both colors on your document for the future. I think that's it for the colors. Of course, we have a little bit more things to cover, how to handle this in a large product, and we are gonna do this together later. Okay, thank you for watching and see you on the next video.